After turning 70, my life changed when I stopped carrying these 5 things. They were weighing me down without me knowing it. Today, I'll share what I let go of. And when I did, I started living better than I had in decades. What I'm about to share with you shifted everything for me. Let's avoid unnecessary chatter and get right to the point. Ready? Let's jump right in. Toxic relationships. Do you know what drains us most after 70? Those relationships leave us tired, stressed, and questioning ourselves. I held on to them for years because I felt I had to, because that's what we're taught, to keep trying, keep giving. But one day, I sat down and wrote how each relationship in my life made me feel. Some filled me with peace, others left me drained. That's when it clicked. Here's what I discovered. My time matters, my energy matters, and I don't need to give unlimited access to people who criticize, guilt trip, or create drama. So I started setting boundaries. When someone made plans, I'd check in with myself first. Did I want to go? Would I feel good afterward? If not, I'd say no, without explaining or apologizing. The magic happened gradually. As I spent more time with people who respected my boundaries and brought warmth to my life, my days became lighter, better, more peaceful. Think of your relationships right now. Which ones fill you up? Which ones drain you? You get to choose who has access to your time. You get to decide who stays in your inner circle. Remember this: saying no to draining relationships means saying yes to your peace. Start small. Take one step back from one relationship that doesn't feel right. Notice how it feels. Ignoring your intuition. You know that quiet voice inside that whispers, "Something's not right." I spent years pushing it down, telling myself I needed more facts, more opinions, more time to think. But at 70, I realized something. Those gut feelings. They come from decades of living, years of seeing patterns, thousands of decisions, good and bad. That's real wisdom. That's your inner compass working. Let me tell you what changed for me. I started listening when my gut said no to an invitation, when it pulled me toward a new hobby, when it told me to call my old friend out of the blue. The results? Less stress about decisions, fewer "I should have known better" moments, more peace with my choices. Now when I feel that flutter in my stomach, that knowing in my bones, I pay attention. I've learned that my first instinct usually leads me right where I need to be. Simple truth. You already know more than you think. Your gut feelings aren't random. They're built on everything you've learned and lived through. So next time your inner voice speaks up, listen, give it space, trust it. Your intuition's been waiting 70 years to be heard. Comparing yourself to others. I used to scroll through social media, seeing friends traveling the world. Some moved to beach houses, others started new businesses. Each post made my life feel smaller. At 70, I still caught myself doing it, comparing my health to my neighbors, my savings to my cousins, my social life to people I barely knew. Then I tried something different. I turned off social media for a week, started writing down 3 good things about my day, every day, small stuff, a perfect cup of coffee, a call with my friend, the sunset from my window. Something shifted. When I focused on my own life, really looked at it, I saw the richness there, the simple joys, the quiet victories. Here's what works for me now. When I notice myself comparing, I pause, take a breath, ask myself, does this matter to my happiness? Usually, it doesn't. Your path is yours alone. At 70, you've lived through stuff others haven't. You've made choices that shaped your unique life. That's worth celebrating. The real question isn't, how do I measure up? It's what makes my days feel good. That's your true north. Limiting beliefs. I hit 70 and kept hearing that voice in my head. You can't start painting now. Nobody learns piano at this age. Travel's too hard at your age. One morning, I wrote down all these I can't thoughts, filled a whole page. Then I asked myself, says who? Nobody gave me these rules. I made them up so I could change them. Started small, signed up for an online art class. My first paintings looked like a kid drew them. But by month 3, not bad. The joy of creating something new lit me up inside. Next came piano lessons. My fingers felt stiff at first. Now, I play every morning. The neighbors even ask me to teach their kids. These days, when I hear "too old" in my head, I reply, watch me. Last month, I booked my first solo trip. Next week, I'm learning to make sushi. Your mind believes what you tell it. Tell it you can. Tell it it's possible. Tell it to dream bigger. Life opens up when you stop saying I can't and start saying, let's see what happens. Fearing aging. I spent so much time stressing about aging, checking for new wrinkles, worrying about what I couldn't do anymore, missing how things used to be. Then something shifted. My grandson drew a family portrait. He gave me silver hair and the biggest smile. That's because you're always happy, Grandpa, he said. It hit me. While I worried about getting older, life kept moving. Beautiful moments kept coming, and I was missing them. So I started noticing what aging gave me instead. More time to watch sunsets, freedom to say yes or no to anything, wisdom to know what really matters. Each morning now, I wake up and think, what will I do with this gift of a day? Sometimes it's reading in my favorite chair. Sometimes it's trying a new coffee shop. Sometimes it's calling an old friend. The calendar keeps moving forward. That's just how it works. But each day brings chances for joy, for learning, for connection. Life at 70 and beyond isn't about fighting time. It's about filling your days with what matters to you. It's about choosing joy right now, today. Your years are medals of honor. Each wrinkle tells a story. Each gray hair marks a lesson learned. That's worth celebrating. Thank you for letting me share these 5 things with you. Which one spoke to you most? Tell me in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, share it with someone who might need to hear it too. Remember, your best days aren't behind you. They're the ones you're living right now. Looking back at what we covered today, these 5 things changed everything for me after 70. Letting go of draining relationships opened up space for real connections. Trusting my gut led to better choices. Stopping the comparison game brought more contentment. Challenging those I can't thoughts created new adventures. And embracing my age, that's brought the most freedom of all. You know what's beautiful about being 70? We get to choose. Choose who we spend time with. Choose what we try next. Choose how we see our lives. Start with just one thing. Pick the one that tugged at your heart as you listened. Work on that first. I'd love to hear which one you're starting with. Drop a comment below and tell me. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. If this helped you today, hit that like button. Share it with a friend who's ready for more peace and joy in their life. Subscribe if you want more real talk about living your best life after 70. See you in the next video. Until then, remember, your life keeps getting better when you let go of what weighs you down.